There are places where cities did not rise apart from the land. They took shape within it. In Italy, stone, water, and terrain were never obstacles to overcome. They became the framework of life itself, hills guiding streets, coastlines shaping movement, and volcanic ground determining where people could remain. I began this journey not to trace monuments, but to follow how landscape quietly directed human settlement over centuries. Cities grew beside lakes and rivers, towns climbed cliffs and folded into valleys, and islands developed their own rhythm between land and sea. Across mountains, countryside, and ancient streets still in use, Italy reveals a rare continuity, where history did not replace the land, but learned to adapt to it. Walk with me through Italy's cities and landscapes, and you'll see how time here is not something left behind, but something still shaping the present.
Rome. The heart of Rome beats with an enduring rhythm, echoing the core meaning of civilization's persistence across centuries. Amid the sun-washed piazzas of Italy's capital, creamy travertine arches frame cobblestone lanes, and the domes of ancient basilicas shimmer beneath a broad Lazio sky. Founded nearly 3,000 years ago, this city's layers of history are revealed in every stone, once the seat of an empire that stretched across more than 1 million square miles, or about 2.5 million square kilometers, and whose roads, laws, and art continue to shape the world. Walking these streets, you feel both the grandeur and the intimacy, where echoes of emperors mingle with the laughter of families at outdoor cafes. In Rome, monumental ruins stand beside vibrant street murals, timelessness meeting the unceasing flow of modern life. This is a place where the past and present are never far apart, inviting each visitor to become part of an ongoing, universal story. Venice. Here, the soul of the city drifts with the slow tide, where resilience and beauty have been entwined for centuries. In Veneto, Italy, the early morning light kisses domed churches and marble palazzos, their reflections shimmering on narrow canals as gondolas glide sleepily between weathered bridges. Built atop more than 100 small islands, connected by over 400 bridges, Venice sprang to life from the silt and ambition of the medieval world. Its rise as a maritime republic made it a vibrant crossroad between East and West. There is a silent awe that settles over visitors, a sense that every ripple in the water carries a whisper of centuries past and the fleeting grace of the present. In Venice, grandeur and fragility exist side by side, as festive carnival masks and the hush of crumbling stone tell of both joy and uncertainty. To stand on these winding banks is to wonder how human ingenuity and nature, sometimes at odds, can shape a legacy that still floats gently above the tide. Florence, the heart of Renaissance vision, Florence invites us to slow time and witness the birth of creativity itself. Soft morning light tilts over the terracotta rooftops, brushing golden hues along the winding Arno River in this vivid city of Tuscany, Italy. For centuries, Florence was a nexus of art and innovation. Here, in the 15th and 16th centuries, masters like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo shaped Europe's future beneath cathedral domes soaring more than 375 feet, or about 114 meters, above lively piazzas. Walking these cobbled streets, there's a quiet thrill and invitation to imagine ideas blossoming in hands and hearts where legends once strolled. Beauty's heritage is everywhere, yet so too is the gentle weight of centuries. Bold genius and gentle aging coexist at every corner. Here, art and time linger as if waiting for each visitor to discover something enduring in the dance between past brilliance and present wonder. Milan. At its heart, Milan is a city where innovation threads through centuries of artistry and ambition. Sunlight glances off the creamy marble spires of the Duomo, while sleek trams glide past Renaissance palaces and bustling espresso bars, weaving together the old soul and modern pulse of Lombardy's great metropolis in northern Italy. Founded by Celts and later reshaped by Romans, Milan grew through dynasties and empires, thriving as a trade and fashion capital, and reinventing itself after the devastation of the 20th century's Second World War. There is something quietly stirring in the shade of ancient churches and the chatter of outdoor aperitivo, an energy both sophisticated and warmly familiar. Here, the grandeur of opera houses and silent canals sit in gentle tension with skyscrapers of glass and youthful street art, revealing a city always shifting but never forgetting itself. In Milan's cadence, we glimpse how places hold memory and momentum, each step inviting us to consider the balance of tradition and transformation wherever we may wander. Naples. This is a city where vibrancy and resilience are etched into every stone, a place where the past is not simply remembered but lived, day by day. Beneath the wide Mediterranean sky, Naples stretches along the restless bay, with ochre-hued buildings stacked on age-old hillsides, their balconies draped in laundry and sunlight, while Mount Vesuvius looms quietly just beyond, a constant reminder of both beauty and fragility. Founded by Greek settlers nearly 3,000 years ago, Naples has been ruled by empires and shaped by countless migrations, each leaving behind layers of architecture, language, and culinary traditions that still define the city in southern Italy. There is a persistent warmth in the air, a feeling of perpetual movement. Markets erupt with passionate voices, and the aroma of baking bread and simmering tomato sauce drifts through the narrow lanes, inviting both locals and visitors to pause and belong. Yet just as life here pulses with unrelenting energy, there is an undercurrent of nostalgia, the quiet spaces of ancient churches and crumbling courtyards offering moments of reflection amid the city's dazzling chaos. In Naples, the echo of centuries sits shoulder to shoulder with tomorrow's uncertainties, reminding us that in all great cities, history and hope live intertwined. Amalfi Coast. A winding ribbon of cliffs and sunlight, the Amalfi Coast is a living testament to beauty shaped by both nature and centuries of human touch. Along this southern curve of Campania, Italy, pastel villages cascade toward a sapphire sea, lemon groves spill their scent through stone terraces, and the horizon blurs into a shimmering haze at dusk. Since the Middle Ages, these precipitous cliffs have harbored bustling maritime republics, their ships once braving distant waters while watchtowers still stand as silent reminders of both trade and invasion. Wandering narrow streets here, one senses both the joy and longing embedded in every tile and breeze, the pulse of generations lingering like the spray on warm skin. It is a landscape balanced between wild nature and patient human craft, where each curve in the road reveals another secret horizon. In the gentle dialogue between land and sea, the Amalfi Coast continues to inspire all who arrive in search of wonder and belonging. Cinque Terre, where the land meets the Ligurian Sea in a gentle collision of color and time, Cinque Terre speaks of resilience and the quiet beauty found at the edge of possibility. Sun-washed cottages in pastel tones tumble down steep cliffs, their terraces overlooking the blue waves below, and the scent of lemon blossoms floats through the narrow lanes of these 5 ancient villages along Italy's rugged northwest coast. Over centuries, local families carved stone terraces into these hills, creating more than 7,000 miles, or over 11,000 kilometers, of mureti, a network of dry stone walls that transformed a harsh landscape into vineyards and olive groves. There is a deep sense of continuity here, as if each winding path holds treasured memories from generations who learned to harmonize with both sea and stone. Beneath the picturesque serenity lies the constant reality of storms and landslides, a gentle reminder of nature's dual kindness and unpredictability. Cinque Terre invites us to consider not just what we build, but how we belong, and how the strength of a community can turn hardship into beauty felt by travelers the world over. Lake Como. The heart of this place is calm resilience, where timeless beauty has drawn both artists and wanderers for centuries. Soft morning light settles over the steep slopes and pastel villages of Lombardy, Italy, casting silver ripples across the deep blue waters that stretch for more than 28 miles, or about 45 kilometers, between the mountains. Since the time of ancient Rome, these shores have been revered. Patricians once built lavish villas here, and by the 19th century, poets and composers sought inspiration beside the water's quiet grandeur. Today, a peaceful hush still lingers. Each gentle wave seems to hold unspoken stories of longing and belonging. There is a gentle tension between the lake's opulent elegance and its wild, mountainous edges, a dance of luxury and untamed nature. In a changing world, Lake Como endures, inviting us to wonder what it means for beauty to be both a refuge and a mirror of the soul. Lake Garda. A vast mirror nestled between the gentle Lombardy plains and the Veneto hills, Lake Garda is a place where water, sky, and history seem to merge into one lingering calm. Along the curve of this Italian lake, sunlight shimmers against pale olive groves and colorful towns like Sirmione and Riva del Garda, their reflections stretching across more than 32 miles, or roughly 52 kilometers, of shoreline. The Romans, drawn by these thermal springs and strategic waters, left their mark nearly 2,000 years ago, making Garda not just a body of water but a crossroads of cultures and centuries. Here, time drifts each ripple, carrying memories of travelers and poets who found solace in the embrace of Italy's largest lake. There's a soft tension between stillness and vitality. Windsurfers darting across the blue expanse, old castles standing quietly in the sun. Perhaps places like this invite us to pause and wonder how landscapes can hold the weight of memory, and yet promise renewal along every shore. Tuscany countryside, rolling hills unfold in gentle waves, embodying the timeless calm at the heart of rural Italy. Honey-colored farmhouses and silvery olive groves scatter across the landscape of Tuscany, where rows of grapevines stripe the earth under a wide, ever-changing sky. For centuries, these fields have nurtured not only rich harvests but also communities whose traditions shaped both the Renaissance and the very flavors of Italian life, from the robust Chianti wines to golden olive oil pressed by hand. Walking these quiet paths, you feel the slow pulse of the land, where time is measured more by seasons than by clocks, inviting a deeper exhale with every step. Yet behind the placid scenery, there is the tension between ancient rhythms and modern demands, as old stone barns now sit beside sleek villas for new generations. Here, amidst the patchwork fields, you understand how the ebb and flow of tradition echoes across distant landscapes, wherever people shape their lives from the earth. Pisa, the spirit of ingenuity and resilience lingers in every stone here, reminding us how imperfection can become a symbol of wonder. Sunlight washes over the creamy marble of the leaning tower, rising unevenly above the emerald lawns of Piazza dei Miracoli in the heart of Tuscany, Italy. Begun in the 12th century, the tower's famous tilt nearly 13 feet, or about 4 meters, off-center, was caused by soft ground, yet over centuries, engineers, architects, and laborers worked patiently to preserve its precarious grace. Standing here, One feels both the surprising vulnerability and the determined pride of a city that turned a looming disaster into a global landmark. The harmonious white facades reflect both achievement and fragility, their beauty heightened by the knowledge of ever-present risk. In Pisa's shadow, we are reminded that embracing flaws can bring lasting legacy echoing far beyond this Tuscan square. Siena. Beneath the rolling sun of Tuscany, this ancient city stands as a living testament to the enduring pulse of collective tradition. Terracotta rooftops stretch over sloping alleys, while the striped marble facade of the cathedral glimmers softly above the crowded heart of Siena, Italy. Founded as a Roman outpost more than 2,000 years ago, Siena's golden age flourished in the Middle Ages, when it became a center of banking, art, and the celebrated Palio horse race. Its shell-shaped Piazza del Campo has witnessed triumph and rivalry for generations. To walk these herringbone-bricked streets is to sense time's embrace, echoes of ancient chants lingering in the evening air. Here, civic pride and medieval devotion blend with moments of tranquil solitude, as if every stone balances past glories against present-day life. In this perpetual dance between tradition and change, Siena reminds us how identity can endure, quietly shaping the rhythms of our own journeys. San Gimignano. A medieval silhouette rising from the heart of Tuscany, San Gimignano holds the timeless spirit of endurance and aspiration. Sunlight glints on its 14 ancient towers, soaring high above rolling vineyards and terracotta rooftops, casting long shadows across narrow cobbled streets that wind through this Italian hill town. Once known as the medieval Manhattan, San Gimignano reached its golden age in the 13th and 14th centuries, with families building more than 70 towers, some climbing more than 200 feet, or about 60 meters, in a silent competition for status and security during turbulent times. Walking beneath the arches and through quiet piazzas, you feel the weight of ambition mingled with the gentle hush of centuries gone by. Here, grandeur and humility blend where noble dreams left bold marks upon a landscape now softened by olive groves and cypress trees. These towers linger not just as monuments to rivalry, but as invitations to reflect on the heights we all aspire to and the markers we leave behind. Val d'Orcia, a living canvas where the timeless rhythm of the land sets the pace of life. Rolling wheat fields ripple in soft gold under the sun, interrupted by cypress-lined roads that wind towards medieval hamlets and ochre villages scattered across the heart of southern Tuscany, Italy. For centuries, this valley has been cultivated by generations, its patchwork fields shaped by Etruscans and Romans, and in the Renaissance, it inspired painters who sought to capture the serenity and harmony of its gently rising hills. Walking here, you feel time blur each distant bell, each aroma of wild sage echoing a sense of peace that seems both ancient and immediate. The valley is tranquil yet alive, prosperous yet simple, shaped by nature and by patient human hands. In places like Val d'Orcia, we are reminded how landscapes can hold memory, beauty, and change in quiet conversation with the world. Vatican City. A sovereign enclave within Rome, this tiny city-state stands as a crossroads between earthly power and spiritual legacy. Dappled golden light glides across the majestic columns of St. Peter's Square, while the gentle murmur of pilgrims fills the air of Vatican City, Italy, creating a hush that feels both intimate and immense. First established as an independent state in 1929, the Vatican is home to the papacy and protects artwork and traditions stretching back more than 5 centuries, sheltered within its walls that barely span 110 acres, or about 44 hectares. Standing beneath the soaring dome, one senses a weight of centuries, but also an enduring hope, each footstep echoing the faith and doubt woven into human stories worldwide. Here, silence and ceremony exist side by side, the sacred and the everyday converging in the rhythm of candlelight and open courtyards. Though enclosed by stone boundaries, the influence of this city radiates far beyond its gates, leaving open the question of how belief and art continue to shape our collective memory. Capri Island. A sunlit jewel rising from the blue heart of the Tyrrhenian Sea, Capri embodies a timeless beckoning for escape and wonder. Whitewashed villas and winding stone paths weave through fragrant gardens above the gentle bustle of Capri town, Italy, where cliffs plunge more than 200 feet, or about 60 meters, into shifting turquoise coves below. For centuries, emperors and poets alike have been drawn here, from Roman Augustus, who claimed Capri as his private paradise, to 20th century artists reimagining its allure, each leaving echoes on the island's weathered rocks. There is a quiet longing carried on the salt air, as sunlight plays across the ruins and laughter drifts from cafe terraces. Yet beneath this glamorous surface is a temperament both wild and serene. Sharp cliffs softened by wild flowers, tranquility mingling with the vibrant pulse of summer visitors. Perhaps Capri's lasting magic is how it invites all who arrive to pause and consider life's own currents, where the ordinary world feels, if just for a moment, beautifully distant. Sardinia, a timeless island where land meets sea in a mosaic of wild beauty and storied tradition. Along the wind-swept shores of Sardinia, Italy, jagged limestone cliffs plunge into waters of crystalline turquoise, while distant villages glow gold beneath the Mediterranean sun. Settled by ancient Nuragic civilizations more than 3,000 years ago, this island's landscape is scattered with mysterious stone towers, some rising over 40 feet, or about 12 meters, which still guard silent memories of bygone ages. Wanderers sense here both the deep serenity of olive groves and the fierce, untamed spirit of a people shaped by isolation and sea. Life moves gently on Sardinia, yet echoes of past invasions, lost languages, and proud resistance linger, whispering a quiet resilience amid tranquil coves. On this ancient island, the boundaries between history and present blur, inviting travelers to reflect on the many faces of home across the world. Sicily Island, eternal crossroads of the Mediterranean. Sicily is where continents, cultures, and centuries mingle beneath the slow turning of the sun. From the labyrinthine streets of Palermo to the golden shores reaching into the Tyrrhenian Sea, this vast island in the south of Italy is crowned by Mount Etna's smoking silhouette and dotted with lemon groves whose fragrance drifts on warm, salt-laden breezes. Once the heart of ancient Greek colonies and later shaped by Romans, Byzantines, Arabs, Normans, and Spaniards, more than 3,000 years of restless ambition have left temples, mosaics, and echoes of lost empires across these rolling hills and rugged coastlines. Yet even amid this layered history, Sicily's enduring spirit can be felt each evening in the simple ritual of neighbors sharing laughter over slow-cooked meals. The island seems both open and insular, a bridge between worlds and a world unto itself. As twilight warms the ancient stones, Sicily quietly reminds us how history, flavor, and memory are always interwoven. Palermo A, living mosaic where the layers of Mediterranean history bind past and present with quiet strength. In the soft afternoon light, the Baroque domes and bustling markets of this Sicilian capital spill color and life onto every winding street, while the scent of citrus and sea air drifts through ancient alleyways. For centuries, Palermo stood as the crossroads of conquerors and cultures, shaped by Norman kings, Arab traders, and Spanish rulers, its magnificent Norman palace rising nearly 120 feet, or around 36 meters, as a testament to eras of transformation. Here, the resilient rhythm of daily life is infused with echoes from a tapestry of civilizations, inviting both admiration and humility. Palatial grandeur contrasts softly with humble food stalls, and intricate churches stand beside sunlit piazzas where laughter and tradition mingle. In Palermo, the world seems to pause, a reminder that within every crossroad, timeless stories quietly unfold. Mount Etna, a living paradox of creation and destruction, Mount Etna towers above eastern Sicily as one of Earth's most active volcanoes. Wisps of smoke drift from its snow-dusted summit, casting shifting shadows over the terracotta roofs and lush orchards of Catania, Italy, below. For thousands of years, Etna's eruptions have reshaped the land, its stratified slopes formed by layer upon layer of both fire and ash, reaching a height of over 11,000 feet, or more than 3,300 meters. There's an awe in standing near Etna's blackened craters, feeling the quiet hum beneath your feet and sensing how life clings to its fertile lower slopes. Here, moments of calm are always laced with the potential for sudden renewal and risk, a landscape forever on the verge between stillness and upheaval. In Etna's shadow, one is gently reminded of nature's unfinished stories, always unfolding beyond our control. Pompeii. A city frozen in time, Pompeii embodies the fragile line between daily life and sudden change. Beneath the wide skies of Campania in southern Italy, sunlight brushes over quiet cobbled streets, half-buried mosaics, and the haunting outlines of ancient villas, every corner echoing the rhythms of a vanished world. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted with terrifying force, burying the city beneath more than 20 feet, or about 6 meters, of ash and pumice, perfectly preserving everyday objects, homes, and even the forms of its people for nearly 2,000 years. Walking through these silent ruins, you feel both awe and humility, touched by the vulnerability of life and the endurance of memory. Pompeii's vibrant murals and ruined columns offer a quiet tension between vitality and loss, a reminder of the beauty found in both creation and destruction. Standing here, you sense how quickly the ordinary can become history, still shaping the world's imagination with its silent testimony. Herculaneum. In this sunlit hush, the spirit of preservation stands vividly against the passage of centuries. Along the Bay of Naples in Campania, Italy, orderly streets unfold beneath stone arches, where traces of vibrant frescoes and perfectly petrified wooden beams linger, as if the world paused in mid-sentence. When Mount Vesuvius erupted nearly 2,000 years ago, a torrent of ash and volcanic mud buried the city under more than 60 feet, or about 18 meters, shielding delicate mosaics and household treasures far better than in nearby Pompeii. Here, wandering shaded corridors, you can sense the abruptness, the silent echo of lives interrupted and yet remarkably immortalized. Herculaneum lies between the fragility of what remains and the awe of what was lost, a testament both to disaster and to endurance. Through these haunted but hopeful ruins, memory and time flow easily into every corner of the human story, always waiting to be discovered anew. Verona, a city where the echoes of ancient love and rivalry linger in quiet corners. Verona holds its meaning in the timeless pull between passion and peace. Along gentle bends of the Adige River in northern Italy's Veneto region, golden light spills across weathered Roman bridges, sun-warmed stone squares, and the leafy shade of medieval fortifications. For more than 2,000 years, Verona has stood as a crossroads of empires, from its Roman amphitheater still towering over 100 feet high, or about 30 meters, to the frescoed facades once eyed by merchants and nobles on the storied Via Mazzini. Standing here, there's a subtle ache knowing how joy and tragedy have mingled on these stones, where legends like Romeo and Juliet blur the line between history and hope. Verona's charm is found not only in its grandeur but in quiet courtyards where laughter and loneliness leave their marks side by side. In every winding street, the city invites visitors to consider how the weight of the past can shape, soften, or even heal what it means to belong somewhere. Dolomite's rugged towers of pale stone rise in defiance of time, guiding the eye upward to a realm where earth and sky quietly converse. At dawn in Trentino Alto Adige, Italy, the jagged silhouettes glow with the delicate pinks and golds of alpenglow, their peaks soaring beyond 10,000 feet, or more than 3,000 meters, while green valleys and ancient forests lie in patient shadow below. Formed over 250 million years ago from primordial reefs, the Dolomites have become not only a UNESCO World Heritage Site but also the silent witnesses to centuries of evolving cultures, shifting borders, and mountain legends. There is a quiet humility in standing here, as if time itself moves more slowly amid these immense walls. The mountains both shelter and challenge, their beauty inviting exploration while their cliffs remind us of nature's unyielding strength. In these high places, one senses the enduring balance between transience and permanence, a story echoing across mountain ranges far beyond Italy. Matera. Beneath the timeless sun, Matera embodies the endurance of human ingenuity and the quiet persistence of tradition. In the southern region of Basilicata in Italy, pale stone dwellings cascade down the rocky ravine, their weathered walls catching golden afternoon light, whispering of centuries carved from the earth itself. These ancient cave homes, known as sassi, have been continuously inhabited for more than 9,000 years, making Matera one of the oldest living cities in the world, a living record built above and below ground in layers, rising 200 feet or about 60 meters above the Gravina River. Walking these winding lanes, one senses a profound connection between past and present, where hardship and adaptation have shaped a uniquely resilient identity. Even amid its recent rebirth as a cultural destination, Matera's shadowed grottos and sunlit terraces remind us that beauty is often born of struggle, and silence can hold memory as deeply as celebration. Here, the boundaries of time soften, inviting visitors to reflect on how ancient places continue to shape the world that follows. Truly, at the heart of southern Italy, these whimsical limestone dwellings gather like clustered dreams beneath the sunlit sky. In Alberobello, in the rolling hills of Puglia, whitewashed walls gleam in the golden light, and conical roofs topped with handmade pinnacles cast cool shadows upon narrow stone lanes. First built in the 15th century as temporary homes, the Trulli arose from local ingenuity, using dry stone techniques and without mortar, a strategy meant to evade taxes imposed by the Kingdom of Naples on permanent structures. Today, wandering beneath these ancient domes, there is a sense that simplicity and survival have shaped a beauty all their own. The Trulli stand at the crossroads of fragility and endurance, delicate yet deeply rooted in time. In their quiet presence, we are gently reminded that resourcefulness can leave a mark on the world just as enduring as grand monuments. Puglia coast rugged limestone cliffs meet the calm rhythm of the Adriatic Sea, inviting a sense of both permanence and change. Along southern Italy's Puglia region, ancient olive groves tumble toward sunlit shores, and whitewashed villages cling to the rock as if balanced between earth and water. Over centuries, traders, invaders, and fishermen have crossed these coasts. Roman galleys once slipped by, and the echoes of Greek settlers can still be felt in dialect and stone, all woven into the land's layered identity. There's a quiet hope in how the turquoise waves brush endlessly at the same shore, a reminder of journeys ended and yet always beginning. Here, the open blue sea stands both as a boundary and a bridge, linking tradition with the urge to wander. And so, the wind carries stories from distant lands, hinting that every coast is part of a greater journey waiting to unfold. Portofino, a gentle curve where the earth meets the Ligurian Sea, Portofino embodies the eternal allure of Italian coastal life. Morning sunlight glimmers on pastel houses stacked along the tiny harbor, while fishing boats sway beside elegant yachts, all watched over by the lush, cypress-dotted hillside of this small village in northern Italy. Once a quiet fishing settlement, Portofino found new life in the 19th century when aristocrats and artists from across Europe were drawn to its tranquil beauty, transforming these few waterfront streets into a renowned enclave of leisure and inspiration. There is a quiet intimacy in the salty air, a feeling that time lingers a little longer here, weaving together old voices and new dreams. Yet behind the postcard perfection lies a subtle balancing act between timeless tradition and worldly elegance, where local fishermen pass beneath the same archways as international travelers. In places like Portofino, the world's boundaries blur, as simple moments become lasting memories and the ordinary seems touched by something rare. Lake Maggiore. A shimmering crossroads between Italy and Switzerland, Lake Maggiore embodies the timeless dance between peaceful retreat and lively culture. Along its northern shore, pastel-colored villages spill down verdant hills toward the glistening water, while distant peaks cast pale blue shadows across the borderlands of Piedmont and Lombardy. For centuries, this lake, stretching more than 40 miles, or about 65 kilometers, has drawn poets, nobles, and travelers, its banks lined with Renaissance villas and lush botanical gardens built by Borromean princes who shaped the landscape as much as their own legacy. Beneath the gentle sweep of chestnut trees, there is a hush of memory in the air, as if every ripple carries a whisper from the past. Here, tranquility and grandeur coexist, the serenity of water meeting the drama of the Alps, inviting us to linger between worlds. It is a place that reminds us how borders may divide land, but not the stories or beauty we share. Bologna. At the heart of northern Italy, Bologna invites with a sense of learned resilience, its ancient streets echoing both scholarship and endurance. Underneath the gentle arcades of porticos, stretching for more than 25 miles, or about 40 kilometers, the city glows in warm terracotta reds and mustard ochres, with the twin medieval towers of Asinelli and Garasenda leaning over lively piazzas. Founded by the Etruscans and later famed as the home of the oldest university in continuous operation, Università di Bologna, established in the year 1088, the city has long thrived as a crossroads of trade, ideas, and revolutions. Walking here, one senses the weight and warmth of generations passing wisdom across low-lit cafes or hidden courtyards, where the clatter of daily life mingles with distant bells. Bologna is at once scholarly and deeply earthy, a place where thoughtful contemplation shares space with the savory steam of fresh tagliatelle and bustling trattorias. In every winding alley and candlelit window, Bologna seems to ask how cities hold memory and imagination together, reminding us that all places, old or new, are layers of stories still unfolding. Turin, a city where innovation quietly mingles with age-old tradition. Sunlight finds its way through the arcaded streets of Turin, Italy, casting long shadows across grand boulevards and elegant piazzas bordered by centuries-old cafes. Renowned as the first capital of unified Italy in the 19th century, Turin also played a founding role in the national story, a place where the House of Savoy envisioned an Italy bound together for the first time. Yet beneath the stately facades and quiet poise lies a hum of restless creativity, a feeling echoed in the steam rising from a morning espresso and the hush of mist over the River Po. Turin lives between the solidity of its Baroque palaces and the fluid dreams of modern artisans, a gentle tension between what has been preserved and what is yet to come. In these streets, past and future speak softly to one another, inviting anyone passing through to pause and listen. Assisi, a hilltop sanctuary where faith has shaped stone and spirit for centuries. Sun-warmed, rose-hued walls catch the shifting light above the rolling olive groves of Umbria, Italy, while narrow lanes wind quietly between frescoed chapels and ancient piazzas. Founded in Roman times, Assisi rose to prominence in the 13th century as the birthplace of Saint Francis, whose message of humility and peace transformed not only this town but the very heart of Christian devotion. Walking its silent cloisters, one feels a gentle reverence, a sense that every arch and pebble echoes lives lived in pursuit of meaning beyond the material. Here, sacred and everyday life interlace, devotion balanced with daily commerce, tranquility lingering just a breath away from pilgrims' footsteps. In this light, Assisi whispers the enduring question of how a place, and those who pass through it, might subtly change one another, century after century. Perugia. At its heart, Perugia is a city of layers etched in both stone and memory where the echoes of history hold hands with everyday life. Sun-warmed ochre rooftops spill across the Umbrian hills in central Italy, and narrow cobbled streets wind between silent arches so old they seem to carry the hush of centuries into every shaded corner. Founded by the ancient Etruscans more than 2,000 years ago, Perugia's formidable walls rise up to nearly 100 feet, or about 30 meters, sheltering a city that has witnessed both medieval rivalry and Renaissance splendor. Here, every staircase and piazza whispers with a gentle nostalgia, inviting visitors to slow down and let each detail sink in. Yet beneath the tranquil surface, Perugia holds a vibrant dual life, its past preserved above ground, even as university energy pulses endlessly below. To stand beneath Perugia's arches is to feel the joining of centuries, and to wonder how many stories a single stone can hold.